Welcome, everyone, to Courage to Caregivers. My name is Cathy. We're going to begin a theme and topic tonight called Common Humanity and Building Bridges. So each of us has unique experiences that form our worldview. Not surprising, is it? Because we all come from different backgrounds, cultures, belief systems, and so much more. These differences make us who we are, and we should celebrate that. Can you imagine if we were all the same? What a bland and boring world it would be. It is much more engaging to be part of this colorful, vibrant patchwork quilt that makes up the human race, don't you agree? Although it is natural that we often gravitate towards people who think like us and believe like us, if we begin to believe that our way is the only way, that phrase, my way or the highway, we cut ourselves off from others. We become isolated, and isolation leads to loneliness, and that's not good for anybody. In the context of caregiving, we know that connection with others is essential. We simply can't do this alone. But we understand that our own unique experiences inform our caregiving, and there is no right way or wrong way to define how you operate as a caregiver. When we come together in groups like Courage to Caregivers and others, we know that our need for support and connection, inclusivity and compassion outweigh all of our differences. The more we find ways to bridge our differences and honor and value what each of us brings to the table, we begin to create a beautiful whole instead of a jumble of separate parts. So by whole, I mean whole in totality, as opposed to just little bits and pieces of this and that. When we recognize our commonalities, that we are all in this together, the more we will find a quality of ease and peace in our life. Through healthy discussion and debate, compassionate and thoughtful listening, and trustworthy, genuine support, we can find ways to rest and relax in a community of caregivers and respect and honor our differences and uniqueness. That's just a little bit of a taste of what you'll be discussing in your support group tonight and throughout the month. But, it is just, as always, beautiful to see your faces and know that we are all a part of those patchwork quilts. We're each a little piece, and that piece makes up something really beautiful. What a beautiful gift that all of our parts make in this big world of ours. So anyway, let's get started with a little bit of breathing tonight. We're going to do a breath practice called Breathe with the Clock. This is the practice for this month. And so it is a breath that offers a lot of calming because it slows the breath down. I like to do this when I'm waiting for something, if I'm standing in line, if I'm sitting in a car, like in a line, if I'm getting my car work done and I'm sitting in a waiting room, or even in a doctor's office in a waiting room. And in any of these places, there's usually a clock on the wall with a second hand, and you can just see the time going by ever so slowly. So that in itself is stressful, just to see the time that you perhaps perceive to be wasting as you're waiting. But if you use that time to do something constructive, like enjoy a breathing practice, it actually can be very beneficial, this time of waiting, and we can reframe that stress into, wow, a feeling of calm and relaxation. So what we're going to do is just make sure that we place our feet flat on the floor, our seat on the chair, just kind of wiggle around so that you have your back to the back of the chair there, placing your hands on your thighs or on the knees, taking the shoulders up to the ears and letting them soften and settle back down. And then just finding a nice tall spine, because we know when we do that, our breath comes and goes more easily. And so what we're going to do here is take an in-breath to the count of 6 and an out-breath to the count of 6. So it's equal on both sides. And we're going to take 5 rounds of this breath. We're going to do it nice and slowly. I will count with you, so you don't have to worry about keeping track. I will do that for you. And so as we do this, imagine that second hand on a clock just going around. We'll do 5 rounds. 5 rounds equals 1 minute. After that, we'll do another 5 rounds. So 10 rounds equals 2 minutes. And my question for you is, where can you find 2 minutes a day to practice this breath with the clock? And look upon it as a gift to yourself, not a burden, but a gift. 2 minutes. And then perhaps over time that will grow into maybe 2 minutes in the morning, 2 minutes in the evening, and so on. And so I invite you to close the eyes or leave them softly cast down, whatever you prefer. And begin by taking a cleansing breath in and a nice big breath out. And then we'll take the next in breath, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's 5 rounds. We're going to continue for the next 5 rounds. You're doing great. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Well done. That was 10 rounds of Breathe with the Clock. And so this breath is not only great for calming, but for slowing down, because you're consciously slowing the breath, slowing the heart rate, intentionally dropping into a place where you're not in chaos, you're not in stress mode. And it's just a gradual kind of alignment of your mind, body, and spirit. And again, you can do this anywhere where there's a clock, or if you're wearing a watch, if you have a little, even a stopwatch on your phone or something, you can keep track of it, or just count freestyle like I was doing right now. I mean, I may not have been extremely accurate, but you get the idea. So 5 rounds is 1 minute, 10 rounds is 2 minutes, 6 on the in-breath, 6 on the out-breath. Breathe with the clock. The next time you're waiting, do this instead. And when you're done waiting for whatever you're waiting for, you'll feel a lot better. So let's close the eyes again, keeping the hands on the thighs or on the knees. And begin to breathe in and out through the nose. Just breathe in any way that's comfortable for you. Noticing sensations in the body. Noticing the rise and fall of the breath. Noticing how each time you breathe, you feel yourself dropping into that place of inner quietness, that place where your true embodied spirit dwells. And just begin to tune out anything that doesn't serve you at this moment. We know that we can notice things just as they are, and they will not do anything to get in the way of the things that we take time for that are good for us. So notice any thoughts that try to come in without judgment. Let them float away like a raindrop on a spring morning. Let it go, let it go, let it go. You are in control. You've got this. You are the one that is walking through this journey each day with grace, with resilience, with integrity and dignity, with all you take care of every day. Celebrate how uniquely you handle the things that are coming right in front of you, left and right and every which way. You know how to do it. You know that you are a wonderful being of light and a wonderful, generous-hearted caregiver. So keep that in mind on this journey. Continuing to breathe here in this manner, giving yourself that gift of breath in whatever form or fashion that looks like for you. Maybe taking a longer inhale or exhale. And breathing into any tight places in the body. Beautiful. Good. And as you begin to feel yourself letting go, begin to feel your body relaxing. Know that it is the breath that is your anchor each and every day. Use it as a tool for stress relief and so much more. Good. I invite you to blink open the eyes if you haven't already. We're going to do a little bit of mindful movement today. And keeping with our theme of interconnection and support from other people around us, our support system, we're going to be using the wall, if you have a wall nearby, to do some of our postures today. Sometimes it's really nice to use a wall, just like we use a chair for support. And sometimes the postures feel a little bit different with a wall behind us or to the side of us or in front of us. So we'll explore a little bit of that today. I have very little wall space here, so I'm going to spin my laptop around and you'll see this little tiny wall, but I think I'll be able to cue you just fine into some of these postures. So I invite you to stand and come to a wall with your back towards a wall. And I will be right there with you. Just as soon as I spin things around. Good. Beautiful. So the first thing we're going to do is a shoulder opener at the wall. There's two ways to do this. So I'm standing next to a wall. I'm probably about a foot distance away. My side is to the wall, standing up nice and tall. My feet are about a hip's distance apart, and I'm grounding down through the feet here. I'm going to place the hand that's closest to the wall on the wall. So my palm is against the wall. Standing up nice and straight and tall, I'm going to begin to turn my head to my shoulder that is away from the wall. So turning your head here, feeling a little stretch in the neck and in the shoulders. And if you want to make this stretch a little more intensified, move the hand away from you, move it back into the back plane of the body. And then when you stand and move your head to the side, you get a more intense stretch in the shoulders. You should feel the shoulder blades connecting behind you. Okay. Beautiful. I'm going to turn around and do the other side. So standing with one hand on the wall. Maybe I'm going to move my hand further into the back plane of the body and turn my head over that outer shoulder and just breathe here. Little shoulder stretch. This is, not a very intense stretch, but it's very, it's good. It's an opener. So you can feel your collarbones and your chest open as well as your shoulders. Good. Now we're going to stand with our backs to the wall. So your feet are a couple feet away from the wall. The back is to the wall, shoulder blades connected to the wall. And we're going to do something called a wall sit. This is to strengthen our quadriceps muscles in the front of the thighs. And these are very important muscles. The reason these are such large muscles is because we need them to move. We need them to run, to walk, to pivot us around. And when we need to react quickly to something, those muscles are the ones to engage first because they are the large group muscles at the front of the thighs. So we're going to place our hands over the head and placing the palms so that they're facing each other. So arms up above, palms facing each other. And then we're going to begin to slide down the wall, coming into a seated position. If you need to walk your feet out away from you a little bit more, do so. But come to a nice sit where you feel your glutes engaged, your thigh muscles engaged, those quadriceps, and engaging that low belly core. And we're going to stay here for about 15 seconds. I'll count with you. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, and 15. Place your hands on your thighs. You can slide back up the wall, or you could place your hands behind you and press back to standing, whatever is easiest for you. Good. So now we're going to try something called downward dog at the wall. We often do this with a chair or on the floor on our yoga mat. I'm going to turn around and face the wall, placing my hands at about the height of my hips. So palms are on the wall, and I'm going to begin to walk back towards the back plane of the body, bending my knees slightly and bringing my head between my upper arms with a straight back, taking my gaze down to the floor. And just breathing here in downward dog. This is a wonderful stretch of the back body, opens the shoulders, opens the mid, lower, and upper back. Use your glutes and your quads and your core to support you, and breathe in downward dog. Good. Beginning to rise, taking your gaze to the wall. You can begin to slowly walk back to the wall. Good. And then we're going to turn and place our back against the wall once again to come into a tree pose with the wall at our back. So we often do this with a chair or freestanding, but we're going to use the wall to support us. So placing your whole back body on the wall, bringing your hands to your heart, and then grounding down into one foot. So you get to choose your standing foot, your standing leg at this time, whatever one you want to start with. So grounding down. The other foot, you're going to take the heel. So I'm grounding down through my left foot. I'm going to take the heel of the right foot and bring it to my ankle, my calf, or my inner thigh. Turning that knee out slightly. And then bringing all of my energy up through the center of the body into tree pose. You can stay here, or you could bring your arms overhead or out to the sides, or cactus the arms. And so in tree, we find our strength in our roots. We find our beauty in our branches. And we know that trees grow together in a forest. They're never alone. And so I want you to think about that in terms of your connection with others, your support system, your family, your friends, your colleagues, the people in your neighborhood and beyond. We all need each other, just like the trees in the forest need each other for sustenance and stability and life itself. Good. A few more breaths in tree pose here. Beautiful. You can release your hands, release your foot, bring that foot back down to earth. Maybe pedal the feet out just a little bit. We're going to do the same thing on the other side, because in yoga, we do the same thing on both sides to balance the body. So coming up once again, back is toward the wall. Now we'll take the opposite foot, ground down through that foot into the earth, taking the heel of the other foot to the ankle, the calf, or the inner thigh, turning that knee out slightly, and then bringing the hands to the heart or up overhead, whatever feels good to you today. Just find your tree. Think of yourself as a strong, majestic, resilient tree growing in the forest. And just breathe here with the tree. Beautiful. Begin to slide that foot back down to the floor. Release the hands. And we'll come back to a seated position. So you can find your chair. And beautiful. As we segue into our deep rest, we're going to do just a little bit of massage of the ears and the jaw and the neck. So let's just start here by finding our nice tall spine once again, our seat in the chair and our back against the back of the chair. Good. So just taking your hands, taking your thumbs to the back of the neck, right at that little groove that sits at the back of the skull there, right down at the bottom. Just start to move your thumbs in a circular direction against that bony skull and just really get in there and massage. Maybe even move the head around a little bit. That really helps, I think. Get into all those little grooves. Good. Good. And then taking your thumbs to the back of the ears, to the mastoid process, which is that bony area right behind the ears. Just really get in there and massage. Beautiful. Good. And then releasing the hands and taking your index fingers and thumbs to your earlobes and just begin to massage those. Again, maybe moving the head around a little bit. And work your hands all the way up that cartilage that makes up your ear. So from the earlobe all the way up to where it connects to your head. Good. Beautiful. And then taking your index fingers to the little bony area that's right in front of the ear canal. So right there. And just begin to massage in a circular way those little bony pieces. Good. And then taking the index fingers and the middle fingers, come away from the ear and up to your temples. Good. Beautiful. And then your cheekbones. And then the hollow of your cheeks on either side. And then finally, find the place where your upper jaw and lower jaw connects. It's a little groove, you can feel it. And just start to move in circles there. It may even elicit a yawning response in you. It does in some people. Like right now. And then going down that lower jaw all the way to the chin. Good. And then taking your index fingers to your third eye, the center of your forehead, just a little bit above the eyebrows. Move the fingers up to the crown of the head and then over, and then down the temples, down the face, and then back up again, up to the third eye, down to the temples and around. And just begin to paint this little circle with your fingertips. Good. Beautiful. Good. And then taking your hands to your neck and your shoulders and just really massaging out the kinks and all areas that are still holding tension. Good. Beautiful. And then you can release the hands. Well, I hope that maybe loosened you up a little bit before we head into our deep rest this evening. I invite you to find your comforts for tonight, pillows, blankets, anything that you need, music, and then go ahead and take some time to make your adjustments, perhaps turning your lights down and finding yourself either on the floor or in your chair, finding yourself supported and nurtured and cared for in this moment, because you are caring for yourself right now. So important. Good. When you're ready, just settling in. Good. Just maybe finding your place on the floor, finding your place in your chair. Taking a moment to snuggle the shoulder blades underneath you. Feeling your whole back body supported there. Bringing your arms down to your sides or laying them on your low belly, wherever you want to rest them. And then closing your eyes and beginning to connect with the breath once again, breathing in and breathing out. Breathing in and breathing out. Feeling the expansion and contraction of your chest as it rises and falls with each breath. Good. Just softening the body, starting with the top of the head, softening all the muscles in the face, the forehead, the temples, the cheeks, and the jaw. Let it go, let it go, let it go. Bringing your awareness to your throat, feeling it open slightly and relax. Bringing your awareness to both shoulders, easing tension there. Relaxing both upper arms and both elbows. Relaxing the forearms and the wrists and the hands and the fingers. Relaxing the thumbs and the index fingers, middle fingers, ring fingers, pinky fingers, the whole hand. Both hands and both arms, both shoulders are totally relaxed. Breathe into that sensation of relaxation and ease. Moving down both sides of the body, the armpits and the waist and the ribs, and letting your awareness settle in the hips and the pelvis. Releasing tension in the thighs and the knees and the shins. Releasing tension in the ankles and the feet and the toes, the big toes, the second toes, the third toes, the fourth toes, and the pinky toes. Both feet are completely relaxed. Both legs and hips are completely and totally relaxed. Breathe into that sensation of relaxation and ease. Releasing tension in the whole back body, the back of the legs, the buttocks and the low back, the middle back, the upper back and the shoulders, and the back of the head. The whole back body is relaxed. The whole back body is now relaxed. Breathe into the back, slowly, deeply, and lovingly. And finally, the front body, relaxing the front of the legs and the hips. Releasing tension in the low belly and the upper belly. Letting the tension melt away from your chest and your ribs and your heart. Your heart. Feeling all the compassion in the world for your heart and all that your heart gives to everyone around you each and every day. Your whole front body is relaxed. Your whole body is relaxed. Rest now in this knowing. Just rest. Very gently and with great care, begin to bring your awareness back to the body, starting to invite in a little movement, wiggling fingers and toes, taking a full body stretch on the floor or in your chair. Any other movement that calls to you, whatever your body needs, give that gift to yourself right now. Begin to deepen the breath. Big, long inhale, nice, deep exhale. As you begin to return to the present moment. And when that feels complete, just roll to one side and stay there. And I will read a quotation for tonight's practice. This is from Audre Lorde. She says, "It is not our differences that divide us. It is our inability to recognize, accept, and celebrate those differences." So taking your time to press yourself back up into a seated position. And we'll meet with hands at the heart. And let's just close the eyes and take a couple of breaths here to just integrate our deep rest tonight. Just thankful, grateful for the time that you're taking for yourselves, for the tools that you're using, and for just the learning that you're bringing into every day of your life and all the good things that you're doing for yourself here. So in appreciation for who you are, let's release the hands and bring the arms up overhead, pressing the palms together. Exhale, hands back to the heart. The light within me honors and recognizes the light that is bouncing off of you all tonight. We share that acknowledgement when we say together, Namaste.